What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode 129. Yes, it has been a while. I know. I've been hearing a lot of shit from all of you. And by the way, that's awesome. That means a lot of you are real supporters, and I appreciate that. Through all the hate and all the bullshit that we've gotten over the years, I'm still here. So that's a good thing. And hopefully you're still here too. And if you're here, that means you want to self improve and become a better version of yourself, whether you're a man or woman or whatever the hell you are. Now I'll get into that today. Anyway, it's been a minute on purpose. Our firm has had the most clients ever. I've been super busy. I worked like 72 hours last week. The week before that, even more. Um, running the show, running the game is very difficult and requires tons of sacrifice. And unfortunately, that came at sacrifice of the show. I really went away for a while to just lock in and work and do what we got to do to kind of make things better. And I would argue that you and your lives have to do that sometimes too. So we all kind of get away from things from time to time, but we never really lose sight of the true nature of what it is. And I appreciate all of you for being here, listening, and watching wherever you are in the world. So I've been traveling, as a lot of you have noticed. If you've been following along my social media, I know we don't care. Okay, cool. But I want to talk about some things that I've really understood about the male-female interpersonal dynamic when it comes to dating and relationships, specifically even now more than ever, having the perspective of not only traveling domestically here in the United States, but also traveling to a different country that is not first world, third world. Their environment's different, food's different, culture, people, etc., dating, everything. And I think I'm pretty good at understanding behaviors and certain things very fast, even when you're in a different place. It doesn't even speak the damn language that you're used to speaking. But one thing I would take away from the travel, and I push all of you to do this. If you've never left your hometown, you never left your place, just do it. I would argue that a lot of you that are younger have probably done it, so that's amazing. But if you haven't, it changes your whole perspective on life and your ability to mature at a higher level, which means that you're going to become more intelligent. You're going to be able to get into better rooms, better opportunities, and make more money. That's a whole other conversation, but it's true. But what I realized about the dynamic from the United States and then also being in a very prominent country, even though it's not first world, and a lot of people travel there, that American women in 2025, as of September, are cooked. And I hate to come to that conclusion, having done a show on primarily American women for the last 5 years on how to deal with them, the interpersonal dynamics, their female nature, et cetera, et cetera. And the reason I say this, and I don't even blame American women for this, I blame the environments. I blame, as all of us know, we all are products of our own environments. And can people change from an environment that they were in to something different now? Sure. Is it probable? Not really. So that's another thing in itself. I've realized that American girls are cooked just from a perspective of seeing how women in a different country and a different culture operate. And the feminist movement in America, I've been so big on this topic. As I mentioned before, the original idea of what it set out to do versus what it actually did is devastating. And I would argue, and even really firmly say, that feminism has actually hurt the very people that it was trying to help. Let me say that again. Feminism has directly hurt and impacted women in a negative way, even though the movement was trying to help women get jobs, get better situations, et cetera, et cetera. And, I just realized that most, not all, and there's some really good girls in America, but it's difficult to find. And if you don't have the status or money or network or resources, you're going to have a tough time finding it. And if you do find it, what are the odds you're going to be able to actually sustain it? I'm a numbers guy. Marriage rates are at the lowest. Divorce rates are at the highest. Women are leaving men now in herds because of their ability to have X amount of options, even though they're not real, I would argue. But I would also argue that in a different country, men are more respected than here in America. And it's because of the feminist movement. Feminist movement has essentially brought, so we had men here. For those of you that are listening, I have my hand up higher. And then women were initially below men, right? What the feminist movement has now completely balanced the scales. And what happens when you balance the scales like that is that the whole mating strategy of men and women, women and men, etc., is based on hierarchy, is based on dominance, is based on superiority, is based on who's better than who. And I know this is a very uncomfortable conversation, especially to feminists that are listening and watching this. This is why I would argue if you're a man out there and you're dating an American girl, you got to date her for, I would argue, at least a year, 6 months, 7 months to a year to really deprogram all of this feminist bullshit propaganda out of them. And you'll notice because when you say something to them or you do something or etc., you'll notice how like they have like a knee-jerk reaction really fast in a negative way to what you said. And then I've actually had this happen a few times in my past where that did happen, I would make a statement or say something, the girl would get triggered or offended, and either A, continue to stay triggered and offended and stay single. That can't be that fun. Or B, actually like sit there, let it, marinate for a day and come back and be like, you know what? Like the girl actually had accountability. I know, fucking insane. And was like, you know what? Like that was kind of crazy of me to react that way. I don't know why I did that. And it's the feminist shit. It's programmed in these women so hard, especially women that are going to university. Women are dominating university at a crazy number. It's no secret why. I went to a very pretty damn good school, I would argue. And well, I would say I was kind of hesitant to say that because their acceptance rates now is just going like this and like this, up and up and up, because Lord knows. But when you're dating girls that especially have gone to university, good luck. And I know this, having now been in a really good situation with a girl that is and has citizenship, I would argue, in both countries. I'm not going to give away the full script of that, but I will say that when you are dating a girl that is not necessarily from America or identifies with American values, you're going to find yourself in a much better position when it comes to peace. And I've learned this. I've dealt with this. I've been in the situation for some time. And it's rather amazing to where, I'm the leader, I'm the protector, I'm the provider, all of these things. And she understands her role. She knows to obey, to listen. If I say I don't like this, she's gonna fucking listen. If I say we're doing this, we're gonna do this. Now, by the way, to the feminists, this sounds terrible. You're controlling, blah blah blah. Time out. I would argue that she has the best life of any girl in America. She gets whatever she wants. We do whatever the hell we want. We are in a really good situation. Knock on wood. Who knows what's going to happen? But I say that to say this, having dated American girls in my past and now having dated a girl that does not identify with the American value, the American subset of fundamentals, and is literally and has family from a completely different country in which they respect men, South America. And that's the area, I will say. I don't want to give too much away. I'm trying to protect some people in this situation. It's very difficult to be in media because you can't really give away full things when you're trying to protect people. And when you're like me, you got people trying to knock you down all the time and hate on you and put you in precarious situations if you're not careful. So as we continue to go up and up and up, and this is what we've done for the last 5 years, it gets a little more challenging. So I have to be very protective to an extent. So I know a lot of you hate that, but you're still getting the message that American women, I would argue, effectively are cooked. Uh, and it's because they're the product of their own environment. The feminist movement has essentially ruined it, and it has ruined it for women because basically, if you're not a guy that is tall, that has status, that has money, and that also is charismatic and funny and loves kids and loves dogs, even if you're all those things, which by the way is a very small percentage of men, you still don't really have a chance because the feminist movement has really taught women to like basically fuck men. And yeah, like you do what you want, you're a boss girl, you're a queen. It's a disaster. It doesn't work for interpersonal dynamics, especially when it comes to dating and men and women's. That in itself is a disaster. And in our society, I don't know if you've noticed, but we have gone from a very family centric society to a very, what I would argue now, isolationist society. I don't even know if that's a word, but I just fucking created it. Oh well. You go into society, everyone's on their damn phone. You go to a club, you go to a lounge, everyone's on their phone. You go to an event, everyone's on their phone. You go to a family fucking dinner, everybody is on their phone. And that's the way that I would argue it's been for a long time. People are trying to now kind of just get us to that point where it's like AI and robots and everyone's in their own pods and nobody interacts. That's the whole conversation, but that's what's happening. And I've realized that, here in the United States versus other countries too. And that's happening a little bit in other countries, but not as bad as it is here. Another thing I want to talk about, and this may piss some people off, but I'm used to doing that, so I don't give a fuck. I'm going to speak to the men very directly here because I would actually argue that as every episode we've ever done, I'm trying to help you in every possible way. A lot of you are cucked because of your status. Let me say that again. A lot of you are cucked because of your status. What does that mean? Status could be your network, it could be your level of fame, could be how people know you, your ability to make money, to collect resources, to be charismatic, funny. All these things I would argue are in this, status conversation. And what I've noticed is I've seen dudes, just this year alone, dudes that I know, dudes that I'm acquaintances with, et cetera, well, they're in really bad situations. And I told them, and they're like, yeah, Aunt, you're right, and blah, blah, blah. But then they revert back to the old bullshit. And I don't feel bad for these dudes anymore. Like, it just is what it is. But it just pisses me off to see women taking advantage of people that I would consider to either be like friends or to at least have some sort of a relationship with. And it's difficult because like I'm not going to go up to them and say it like I don't care that much, but I do care enough to say it on this show to maybe protect one of you out there that's going through this right now. If your girl doesn't respect you, she doesn't give a fuck about you, you kind of like deeply innately know this. I would argue a lot of dudes maybe do. But you understand, like I do, that the sexual marketplace is pretty bad. The island of misfit toys. So you just decide, hey, I'm going to stick it out. I'm going to work it out with this girl that I put X amount of time into and hope that it works out. And I'll tell you this, guys, been in the game a long time, been around the block a long time. If she doesn't respect you, that shit's air fried. You're cooked. There is no coming back from that. And respect is in many different forms. I mean, I can think of a situation, this might get me in trouble, but again, it's my show. Go fucking get your own if you have a problem with it. I know somebody that, oh, it's fucking terrible. Like I want to puke thinking about the situation. I know somebody that I would consider to be a pretty good friend to an extent. He's always kind of had my back. I've had his in situations, and he's been in a relationship with a girl for a long time. She decides to cheat on him, and they fucking like worked it out, and he got on a knee and fucking proposed to her. Yeah, pretty bad. I don't care where you are in the fucking social status metric, money metric, height, fucking attract. I don't give a fuck where you are, bro. Like I almost have to like pull back from that relationship with him, that friendship with him, because like I don't want to be involved in that energy to where this girl gets to go fucking cheat on my friend. He is so cucked that he doesn't recognize it. Or he's like, hey, I've been with her for so long. I'm going to just try and fix this. That never works, bro. When your girl cheats on you, that shit's air fried. It's done. It's done. And what this girl did, and I'll give you the best analogy in the world, she walked into a fucking bank with a gun, killed everybody, didn't wear a fucking mask, walked out of there with all the money, let everybody see her, and fucking scurried off to some fucking island. That's what she did. Look, to all the feminists right now that are watching this, listening to this, that fucking hate me, they're fucking cheering and applauding because they're like, "Man, I told you so. Fuck you, fuck man, all this bullshit, blah, blah, blah." It's terrible. And that's unfortunately not the only time that happens. I've heard of stories from other friends that I have, or friends they have, or mutuals they have of like similar things. And like part of me like feels bad just as like a human element, but at the same time, like I don't, because you have a guy like me access to, you have a show like this that you have access to. And it's like you're just setting yourself up for failure. Oh my word. It's so terrible. And I would argue like that guy specifically is cucked because of his status. He has not worked on his ability to make money. He has not worked on his ability to acquire status. Yes, he might not have all the physical things that you need as a man, but if you don't have those things, like for example, height, which women height shame, that's just what it is. Okay, let's talk about it. Let's understand it. If you're not over 6 feet tall and you're 5'10, 5'8, whatever your height is, that just means that you have to become exceptional at everything else. You have to create exceptional wealth, exceptional status, exceptional network, exceptional resources, exceptional charisma, be exceptionally funny. You have to be exceptionally good with kids, exceptionally good with dog, like all that bullshit. You must be exceptionally in physical good shape. You must be exceptional at all those things. Now, even I would argue if you're over 6 feet and you have these things, you have to do that too. Sure. But if you are shorter, I will tell you right now, like women, that's the thing. Like I talk to a lot of fucking girls, man, and I get the ick because I'll ask them, I'm like, yeah, so if I was like 7 or 5'9", like, would you talk to me? And these girls are straight up saying no. So it's a cruel world. And I would argue that you have to create exceptional status. And if you don't, you're going to be cucked. You're going to get in a situation where you're in a relationship with a girl. She goes and fucking cheats on you. She comes back and tells you some fucking bullshit sob story, blah, 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 starts crying to manipulate the situation, whatever the fuck fucking females do. And then all of a sudden you get down on fucking one knee and you ask her to marry you. It's like, timeout. Hold the fuck up. So we understand that women give out sex. Fine, fair. Us men, we're giving out the relationship. We're giving out the ring. There is no marriage. There is no I do without the man. Okay. Now the woman's definitely involved, but the man is the one asking. And females will say, well, she has to say yes. For her to be in a position to say yes, the man has to ask that. So that's what's been on my mind for a while. Even when I was out of the country, I was just thinking about this every day because I'm like, this guy is a good dude. He's a great guy. Like, he's had my back. And like, I wish I could just help him. Because like, you're just like, when you're in these situations, guys, with females, a lot of you have been there. I've been there. I've made a lot of mistakes. You get blinded. And when you get to that point of getting on a knee and asking a girl to marry you after all that bullshit where she disrespects you, like, you're air fried. And I would argue you're cooked for a long time. And I understand the sexual marketplace is rough right now. I get it. I understand that. But it is much better to be single as a man. And let me explain also why. Like, look, you as a man are going like this, for those of you listening, I'm pointing up, 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 up. As you get older, you're becoming more wiser. You're creating more resources, aka money. You're creating more status. You're creating a network. You're becoming stronger, becoming more emotionally intelligent. And I would argue, if you're taking care of yourself, you're in the gym, you're eating the right way, you're prioritizing getting a little bit of sun, all this shit matters, okay? You're going to elevate as you get older. How do I know this? Yours fucking truly. It's no secret that I would argue that I've made the biggest transformation of anybody from high school to post college that I at least know of, or maybe you know of. And it's fucking insane. I hate talking about myself like that, but damn it, I'm so proud of it because it could be you. I know what I used to be and I know what I am now. And I'll tell you what, it has been a long road, a long transformation, a long journey, a lot of mistakes, a lot of flaws, faults, errors, all that bullshit. Guess what? Now the people that used to maybe never give me attention or etc. or whatever it used to be when I was, back in the day, it's a little bit different now, and you can command more. That's the other thing too. Like when you create this status and money and all these resources and you actually like fucking lock in, you won't tolerate bullshit from females anymore. So that's why for me, like with this guy specifically, I think he's a great guy. I don't have anything wrong with him. It's fine. But I had to like distance myself from like interactions because like I don't want to be caught up in that energy of mediocrity. And like I understand that as a man to man, you can say this because if a guy comes to me that's specifically in this sphere, in this space, in this podcasting arena, that's doing better than us, it's bigger than us, etc. I don't care if he calls me whatever in the fucking book, he says whatever, I'm gonna listen. Because if someone's doing better than you fucking listen. That's how you become better. But, a lot of you men are also cucked by the feminist bullshit too. It's a freaking disaster. So I'll end on this because it's been a while. I know I've been kind of rambling, ranting, but welcome to Stand on Pod. That's what we do here. I'd actually also argue that the reason we've been away for a minute has also been because I understand what happens when you get too close to the sun in this arena. What do I mean by this? For some of the top people in this space, the ones that have gotten too close to the sun, meaning too close to the truth, too close to what's actually happening and going on in our world, they go to jail. They get investigations launched against them. They get targeted in assassinations. I would argue now, like, for those of you that are here, we appreciate you. But we're kind of at a point where I'm not really trying to like grow the show anymore. We have our audience, we have our people, and we appreciate all of you that listen and watch every single episode. It means the world. It's why we do what we do. But I understand that very well. Like, it's again another thing that I've really understood in 2025 about getting too close to the sun on certain things. So that's probably why you won't notice like we're going to kind of stay stagnant for a while, and that's on purpose because when you're running an organization and you're responsible for a lot of people and a lot of things, it's a little tricky. I hate having to be careful, but it's just part of it, at least at the moment. But that's a me problem, by the way. Once I create more exceptional status and exceptional wealth and exceptional resources, then I'll be able to say fuck you more often and kind of go in a certain direction. I'm not there yet. That's fine. I'm working on it. And I hope all of you are working on becoming better versions of men. And for you women out there that are watching and listening to this, better versions of women too. And hey, by the way, my reminder to you women out there as we close the show, if you're talking to a guy right now, you're in a relationship with a guy, you're dating a guy, I'm going to tell you one thing, maybe two things to do to him that will have him looking at you as wifey. I don't know why I'm helping women here, but here we go. If you just grab his face and tell him that you love him and that you respect him and that you appreciate everything that he does. Now, he has to be a good man. Let's make that clear. That guy is going to be thinking about ring sizes tonight. So there you go, women. There's your little tip at the end of this episode. Appreciate all of you for being here. You know where we are on social media. Here we are on YouTube, on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, wherever you're listening, watching. Thank you so much for your support. Hopefully, the next time I see you and talk to you, it'll be about something else, and it'll be rather soon. But it's great to be back. I'm safe. I'm back in the States. It's been an interesting time in a really good situation right now, and I can't complain. It's been awesome. And I would argue, as I finish this, like this has been a really episode based on status and being cucked by your status. Had I not done all these things over periods of time in life, etc., I don't want to get into it to too much, but haven't I not done all those things? If I didn't do them, I would not have been able to attract the girl and the girls that I have in my previous recent past and now current situation where this girl obeys and listens and like does all this shit that I preach that you need to be looking for as a man. She does it because when you provide and you protect and you have that leadership masculine mentality, you're going to be in a good situation. And by the way, there's going to be a lot of girls that don't like that. They're feminists. Fuck them. Let them go. And you're going to lose a lot of girls from doing stuff like that and thinking certain things. And look, man, I've lost more opportunities in the past several years than I had prior because like when you do a show and you have opinions and you have certain opinions on this and that, women get triggered and emotional and, you lose opportunities and it is what it is, but it's for the movement and the people in the space. I would argue to just keep watching this show, this content and people in the red pill space, because I tell you what, man, now with the less of censorship under this administration, which has been amazing. Thank you so much for allowing everybody to have voices again. It's so great. Like you're not censored on certain things, even though you still are. Another conversation. It's great to do that. Men, please get red pilled, because if you don't, you're going to let some woman take you to the fucking cleaners, take all your money. You're going to be broke. You're going to be lonely. You're going to be fucking depressed. This show is to prevent that. And I'll end on this. I know I said I was going to end a second ago, but I will end on this. The messages that I got from a lot of you when we haven't done this show for a good period of time, last several months, I appreciate so much, because for as much hate that I get from females and DMs and all the names, that's fucking fine. Who cares? The amount of men, and I don't want to say this to like toot my own horn, but this is actually how you know this show and this movement's making an impact. The amount of men that I've had that have messaged me, hey, dude, appreciate your show, appreciate your content. Here's my situation. I'm like not really sure of a path forward. Had guys say they want to fucking kill themselves. All this stuff. It's heavy stuff. To be able to like help people through that and to get back on a good track and get them in a better place to where now they're like, dude, like, thank you so much. I have a better job now. I'm in the gym more. I have been dating more intentionally. I'm doing healthier habits. I cut out the booze. I cut out the drugs, like all this stuff. That's why we do our show. So regardless of all the bullshit and all the hate, and even from some of you that watch and listen to this show, god damn, I need to wear a fucking shirt next time. What the fuck? My bad, everybody. Thought I was gonna stay on. Whoops. For all the bullshit that we deal with and all the bullshit that you deal with from listening to my content, watching my content, it is worth it in the end. Because if you can save lives, ultimately that is the best thing in the world. And to build people up, to build all of you men up. And that's what we're going to continue to do, pushing forward, moving forward. All right. I will be done doing the Kamala Harris word salad. That's what I feel like I've been doing. But I haven't been here for a while. So you're welcome, everybody. I'm back. Good to be back. Good to see all of you. Good for all of you to be here. And have a great rest of your week. Please stay safe out there in the world. It's a dangerous damn place. And I will talk to all of you later.